Yo. What it do? You know how Reg do. Fashionably latest as ever, yo. What's good? Yes, yes. It's a hot ass Tuesday night right now. Cobra, what's good? Where you at, yo? Leave them hoes alone and come over here and soak in this culture with us. Yes, I did see that. It's official. Bobby Brown and Keith Sweat, Thursday night at 8 p.m. I can't wait. Two legends. I've seen Bobby Brown in concert. That's a legend. I've never seen Keith Sweat, but that's gonna be epic. I gotta go with Keith Sweat. I think I gotta go with Keith because he got the better albums. He has more material than Bobby. Bobby only got like 2 great albums. You know, that's gonna be good though. That's gonna be good. Red, you finally here.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey.
What it is, bro?
Oh, you just went live. Oh shit.
Yeah, I just went live, man. You know.
Yeah, I was helping Shamar with an audition.
That's what's up.
He said he's gonna watch this review too.
Okay. Yeah, you're welcome to join us too, man.
Yeah, I can let him know definitely.
You're welcome to join us, man. You know what I'm saying?
I can definitely let him know.
Ronnie said he going with Keith Sweat also. Yeah, I think Keith Sweat got the better discography.
Oh yeah, Keith Sweat's gonna write Bobby. I'm sorry. Because let me tell you, Bobby, everybody knows him most for Don't Be Cool, a little bit of the Bobby album, and certain new edition tracks. Keith, like I said about the Isley Brothers, have a vast catalog of producing songs, writing for other people. This shit.
Yep.
After the Bobby album, niggas ain't gonna bump to Forever. Niggas ain't gonna bump to Thug Lovin'.
We talked about his stuff after the Bobby album. It wasn't good.
It wasn't.
He have an album called Masterpiece, and it sounded nothing like a masterpiece.
I did not even hear that album. No.
Trash.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? And
niggas always speak on Keith Sweat, which always gets me upset. I'm like, nigga, Keith is one of the goats, nigga.
I was reminded that, and I should have noticed. I'm a long time New Edition fan. He's not on all the albums. Like he left after the 3rd album.
Exactly.
So he's not on any Heartbreak, which is why he doesn't perform the songs off of that album with them. He's on Home Again. I think he can still do tracks off Home Again because he still could sing on that album.
I bet you New Edition or some members from New Edition is gonna come.
But I expect them to be there. And he's not on the Bad Boy album because Puffy wasn't trying to deal with him. So he's only like on, huh?
Thank God he's not on the Bad Boy
album. He's not on the Under the Blue Moon album because that was the album that came out after he left. So I was like, yo, well, he can only do Mr. Telephone Man,
Cool It Now,
and the stuff off of Home Again. Well, Cool It Now, like a lot of the first 2 albums, like he basically sang backup, except for Mr. Telephone Man,
which is crazy because Bobby Brown is pretty much one of the lucky has a very success story when it comes to solo career because before Mr. Telephone Man, niggas want to check for Bobby like that.
Right. He sang backup on that though. Like it was all Ralph. Ralph was lead vocals.
Yeah.
On Candy Girl. He wasn't on that like that.
For real. He's like, I sang Telephone Man.
Right. That's really like his breakout joint with New Edition because the first 2 albums he wasn't really doing lead. That's why he left. He wanted to do lead vocals.
Which is why I believe I'm telling you, Bobby is gonna play a lot from that Don't Be Cool. He might play Girl Next Door.
Play the whole album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, on our own too. Don't forget about that.
Huh?
The Ghostbusters 2 song.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, like, well, your girlfriend I actually liked. I actually liked the album before Don't Be Cruel, but it wasn't a classic album though.
Shit. If,
You know what I'm
once
saying?
Keith plays Nobody, it's gonna be a wrap.
Yeah, he did Jealous Girl, right? He was on the lead for Jealous Girl, right?
I thought that was Ricky.
Nah, that was Bobby. But he sounded very young, so he could have sounded like Ricky on it. But yeah, the Jealous Girl and Mr. Telephone Man. Everything else was basically him like doing like background vocals.
I never knew that was. I always thought that was Ricky.
Ricky was on Is This the End? It was him and Ralph on that.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
that creation.
Bobby was
too.
on Jealous Girl, yeah. What's good,
Yeah.
Cobra? Makai, what's good? Nah, you didn't miss it, man. We just started.
Hey, how's your vacation, bro?
You know what I mean? But yeah, so like the second album, Mr. Telephone Man. Third album, I don't remember him doing any lead vocals on All for Love.
Like I said, that's why they're gonna bring out new editions. Watch.
Right. Well, I mean, they're gonna have to because like solo wise, I don't think he's messing with Keith. I think Keith gonna wax him. You know, he would have to play even if he played Don't Be Cruel every track off of there and Bobby. Keith Sweat still have a large discography.
Right. Just to let you know, I did not take no notes for this review because I was so busy. But
It's all good.
yeah,
I have everything here.
same,
Mad genius. I have everything here. I remember everything.
same.
Yes. Cobra.
Um,
Salute to Cobra. Santos. She cool peoples and she's very a righteous activist and she has her own channel on YouTube. So go follow her channel as well.
What's up, Cobra?
You know.
Yeah, man, I really cannot wait for tomorrow too.
Yes. Ghetto. I hit Dame up. He didn't get back to me, so hopefully he's available.
Oh, Dame said he's good. He's available.
Oh, he's good. Okay.
Yeah,
That's what's up. Ghetto Boys tomorrow night.
Scarface.
Scarface tomorrow.
Yeah, Last of the Dying Breed.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Home Again. Yeah, Home Again album. He did a lot of lead vocals on that. You Don't Have to Worry. He's on Hit Me Off. Shop Around. He's on a lot of those songs off of the reunion album. But I'm talking about like the early albums. He's not on their most important album, Any Heartbreak. He's not even on there because he left at that point. You know, Keith Sweat was a part of LSG, and that was a great.
How can? Oh,
LSG was great.
see what I mean? His
Yeah.
discography is vast.
It's deep. But see, like I stopped listening to Keith. I want to say like 2000, cause I don't like none of his 2000 albums. But
Yeah.
Keep It Coming, the self-titled album, you know, Make It Last Forever. All of those albums were great.
Yeah, I even like the 1994 joint.
Which one was that?
I think it's called Get Up On It.
Yeah,
That's-
that joint
That
was great.
shit. Ooh.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Hell, he might perform some shit from Cut Close. We might have a
Right.
the cage,
Cut
man.
Close
Like,
was his group. You had
I'm
Silk
kind of
as
excited
his
about
group.
this.
He got a lot of stuff that people forgot about.
I'm kind of excited.
The collaborations he's done with people, so you know, I don't know. But Bobby gonna have to win to beat Keith. You got to plan that. His playlist got to be strategic. You got to like hit him hard with like missiles early, and then at the end you got to hit him with like the big drinks.
Yes. Oh, how deep is your love? There you go telling me no again. I mean,
Right. Mm-hmm.
but if Bobby plays Roni, humping around,
That got to be one of the no humping around. He could play early. Roni got to be one of the last joints to me. Like Roni, Don't Be Cruel, On Our Own. Those got to be one of the in the latter rounds, like 18, 19, 20. Humping around, he could play early. I don't consider that like a big hit for him, like how Roni was, or Don't Be Cruel, or My Prerogative. He could start off with Humping Around. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Telephone Man, that's another one he should save for like the latter rounds.
yeah.
First 10 should be like Girlfriend you could have in the early round, and Humping Around, Getaway. The latter rounds got to be the big hits that people know him for.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Make It
Um,
Last Forever, classic album. That's a classic album, definitely.
yeah, I love that album.
Yes, definitely. Teddy Riley, man, shit. I know he gonna be up in there because he did stuff with both of them.
Oh yeah, he's gonna show his ass there.
No, definitely. You know what I mean?
Let's just hope he leaves his band at home.
Right? Man.
What else is good? So me and Kuju were talking earlier.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna be too long, but
It's
we were
okay.
talking about the BT Awards. 'Cause I never really got his full reaction.
Uh-huh.
Um, it's funny how people make a big deal out of Lil Nas X, but no one gave Young Thug clout when he wore a dress for the album cover.
Oh Lord. Well, I did hear a lot of people give him, you know, flack for that.
But not like fucking Lil Nas. They gonna call Young Thug an
Well,
inspiration.
my whole thing is, I seen somebody post up their thoughts about it last night. Like, if BT and I'm assuming BT knew he was gonna do that, cause they these artists go through sound rehearsal and all that, sound checks. You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
BT knew he was gonna do that, they should have cut away the camera from that, because if you have like families watching that and little kids watching, you know what I'm saying? Like I think that's a bad look on him if BT knew what he was gonna do and they didn't do nothing about it.
I doubt they would.
You don't think so?
Nah. Because think about it. Back in '03, when Madonna, Britney, and Christina did that whole performance and Madonna kissed Britney,
Right.
they
Yeah,
didn't
but
notice how they cut the camera off Christina.
But
They focused more on Britney and shit.
and that's what I was saying. When Madonna kissed Britney, nobody said anything. Madonna went both ways. Like, she was dating women and men. Nobody said anything. When this dude gets up and comes out the closet and says he's gay, it's a big issue. I always say, like, I grew up listening to artists that were gay. Elton John was forever gay. You know, Boy George from Culture Club, forever gay. You know, Freddie Mercury from Queen, Frank Ocean, like, all of those artists are gay. They didn't wake up one morning and say, "Oh, I'm straight now." You know what I'm saying? That they've been gay forever. So what they do in their bed is their business. You know what I mean? My whole thing is, I don't know why people is making so much out of this. Y'all knew he was gay from the start. Like, did you expect him to get on stage and kiss a woman? You know what I'm saying? I don't see what the whole hype is about. Like, that's his business. You ain't gotta listen to him. You know what I'm saying? Same way I don't care for trap and mumble rap. I don't listen to that shit. They don't speak to me. You know what I'm saying? What they do is their business. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so if people don't want to support them, then don't listen to him. You know? I don't see what was so wrong. I mean, like I said, like, if you watch, if it's a family show, right? If you watching it with family and you got little kids watching that, and they're gonna ask questions like, you know, mommy, why he kissing another man? You gonna have to explain to your little 4-year-old like what they watching. That's my only issue about it. Like, if BT knew that he's gonna do that, they should have cut the camera away from the stage. Other than that, I don't have no problem with it.
My thing is, what's a kid doing watching the BT Awards in the first place? Because
Because
my
all
mom
these
did not even let
kids,
me watch the BT.
this is why I'm saying this generation now is different. All these kids grow up listening to what their parents listen. Their parents are listening, or young, and they listening to the same shit that their kids are listening to. Back in the day, my mom wasn't listening to Onyx. Okay, she wasn't. She didn't know who Wu-Tang Clan was. It's a different era now. So you got like kids raising kids. So the parents listening to what the kids are listening to. So that's why I say, if you like a family watching that BT Awards on Sunday night, and you got like 4 or 5-year-old or 5-year-olds that know the songs, and they watching this dude kiss another man, how do you explain that to your 4 or 5-year-old?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my only stance on it. Other than that, what he do is his business. You know, Queen Latifah is gay. I didn't hear nobody come out and make a big thing about that. The Brat is gay. The Brat was on the Shy Sunday night kissing another woman, going down on her. I didn't hear nobody say anything about the Brat doing that.
And mind you, people don't always want to come out the closet.
Right.
You gotta think about that.
But she came out. She came out already. I didn't hear nobody say nothing about that. And there's been rumors about the Brat and Latifah for decades.
That's the thing about female rappers. There's always a rumor whenever a female rapper is gay and shit. Like, I think we said MC Light was gay. They've been
Right, Missy
saying.
Elliott, Trina. I've heard that forever. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't. I
So
don't think Trina's gay.
you don't think Trina?
Nah.
You know what I mean?
Missy. I don't know. I feel like she's very. You can. I don't know. She's very private. I don't know.
Right. But what they do is their business. If she want to be
Exactly.
private or public, that's them. I don't got no issue with it. So I don't know what the big hoopla is about. You know what I'm saying? Sam, salute to you. I respect you for what you is. Whether you straight or gay or whatever, that's your business, man. I have nothing to do with
Exactly.
me. I'll treat you the same, man. So you good peoples.
Yeah,
That's what
Sam
it's
Smith,
about.
very
Sam,
dope singer.
I was talking about Sam in the chat.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sam Smith as well. Yes, a very dope singer. You know what I'm saying? I listened to Sam Smith since he came out. So, you know what I mean? You know, Kobe said my mom had no idea who Josie is. I was trying to explain after watching the Mary J doc. Wow, that's crazy.
Hey, it's been alleged that Luther Vandross was
Like,
gay.
yeah, Luther. We did discussed Luther's discography a couple months ago. A legend. He's a great artist. Classic albums. You know what I'm saying? I didn't hear nobody back in the day make a big thing about Luther being gay. You know, George Michael, gay, and I grew up listening to Wham. So I don't understand what the whole big hoopla about. You know,
But
him
see,
doing what he did.
but this is one thing I kind of noticed when it comes to black men. Sometimes they like to give the notion that they're gay to help their careers.
Well, if he's doing it, I think we spoke about this before. If he's doing it for clout, I think that's whack.
No, not Lil Nas X.
Who you
I
talking
mean,
about?
like, cause I heard years for Johnny Gill was gay, but
I heard
me,
that too.
I never thought he was gay.
I heard that Johnny was him and Hetty was like sharing the same partner.
Eddie Murphy's another one. I
Yeah.
feel like he does it for clout sometimes too. Cause mind you,
What?
when he got caught with that transsexual allegedly, that was around the time when his movies were kind of going downhill. Then within the next year, made Professor, Doolittle, blew up all that shit.
Right. I mean, if they're doing that for clout and they're not really who they say they are, like I think that's whack. Don't like try to gain clout by faking the funk and trying to be something you're not. I don't care for that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't see what's the point of doing that. Like so you can't be popular as a straight guy. You gotta be gay to make it in Hollywood. I don't understand that. Clutch, what's good, yo? Salute.
What's up, Clutch?
Q, what's good?
Yeah, man.
I don't understand that. I think that's whack. We spoke about that before though. Like, that's like you know, somebody saying that they grew up in the hood, but you grew up in like the suburbs, so you don't know shit about the hood then because you didn't grow up in the hood. DJ Tim was good. You know what I'm saying? So
What's up, Tim?
my whole thing is just be yourself. If you grew up in the suburbs, be that person. If you grew up in the hood, be that person. If you gay, if you straight, be that person. Don't try to gain clout by being something you're not. I don't get that. Chilling, man.
Stupid.
What do you think? Q said, what do you think about Lil Nas X performance? That's what we talking about right now.
Yeah.
You know, again, like, I don't get the big deal about what he did. I mean, I understand that, you know, people are going to be mad because of him doing it on stage or whatever. I feel like he shouldn't have did that because you got kids watching the show. But we know who he is. You know what I'm saying? We know his preference. So I don't think it should come as a shock to anybody. Maybe he chooses to be more flamboyant about it now, more comfortable of being you know out in the open, and that's his right. That's his business. If people
Like I
don't
felt
like
like
it, they ain't gotta listen to him. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like something, what you gonna do? You gonna tolerate it, or you just not gonna deal with it at all?
I feel like when Birdman and Lil Wayne kissed, that was for clout.
You think so?
Yeah.
So you don't believe Birdman or Weezy is?
Hell no.
Well,
No.
why? Why would they? Weezy is already popular. Why would he need to kiss Birdman to be? That doesn't make sense to me.
It's just always something about
What kind
that.
of marketing tool is that? Oh, you need to kiss your boss at your record label to gain clout. Why?
Why would you kiss your boss in the first place?
I'm not. But that's what I'm trying to figure out. If that's a measure of getting clout, why do you need to go to that length to do it? What is that going to prove? So you gain a couple more million, sell a couple more million records because you kissed your boss on the lips on national TV? I don't. It's dumb, but a lot of this shock value is not needed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see the difference with today's era compared to back in the day. We didn't have the internet, so it wasn't about how many followers you had or who you were screwing. It was about the music at the end of the day. Now it's backwards. It's all about how many Twitter followers you got, who you screwing, if you on TikTok or if you got a OnlyFans page and all that. And that's why the music is shitty. Because everybody's trying to one up each other and do something for shock value. I don't get it.
I forgot to send you that song. I'm gonna do that right now.
Okay.
Here's some good music and shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like her doesn't do that. I just listened to her's album last night. It is a great album. One of the best, if not the best R&B album out right now. Because I haven't heard a lot of good R&B in a long time. How dare your album? Was it Back of My Mind? That's a great album. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm listening to her album though. I'm listening to that.
She's not doing nothing for shock value. She minds her business. She comes on stage. She does the thing and she leaves. I hear nothing bad about her. I hear nothing. That's what you're supposed to do as an artist. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I guess to other people she's boring because she's not in drama and she's not, you know, out here acting like a thot. And I don't get it. That is a great album though. We got to discuss that album. Sam said I'm not a fan, but it's I mean it's his business. Like what he do is what he do. You know, what they're gonna crucify him online because he's gay? That doesn't make sense. If that's the case, then what? Go after Frank Ocean. When he came out and he said he was gay before Channel Orange dropped, I ain't hear nobody say nothing about that. Nobody was crucifying him for doing that, huh?
They were for a little bit. They were kind of surprised.
They were crucifying him?
Yeah, because you gotta remember when he came out, that was really like the beginning when it was fully kind of getting accepted, like LGBT in music.
So Elton John been gay for decades. He wasn't accepted?
See, Elton, when he came
George Michael was gay.
Elton was crucified too because his record sales in the late 70s went downhill when he announced that shit.
So when did they finally accept Elton John as being gay? Like
when he was I'm Still Standing.
Oh.
Yeah. That was like his major comeback in the 80s.
Right. And
George Michael.
And Freddie Mercury, he was out there. So
Freddie, he was a badass. He can really kick. The thing with Freddie, he can really kick a motherfucking ass into it. So people were not really that put off by Freddie.
Yeah, but everybody not gonna have his personality. They're not gonna. Lil Nas X might not be a badass like Freddie Mercury was.
You may never know.
You know what I'm saying?
People didn't think Frank Ocean was a badass until he had that fight with Chris Brown.
I didn't even hear that.
You said what?
I don't think I heard about it. If I heard about it, I probably ignored it. Like.
Yeah, he fought Chris Brown in the parking lot or some shit. And I think Chris Brown wrote a letter or some shit. I don't know. After
I didn't even. I probably did not care. I probably heard it and did not care about that. So, you know what I mean? Freddie. Sam said Freddie was bi. Whether he was bi, whether he was gay, straight, it don't matter. I'm all about the music. I love the music. So what he doing is bad. It's his business. My whole point was, back then, I didn't hear nobody make a hoopla about Freddie being gay. I think this is for Reg. Metallica and Justice for All or self-titled.
Ronnie, I'm going to go with And Justice for All for now. Keyword for now.
Danny Boy.
By the way,
let's not make a whole big thing out of this. I don't want you calling out everybody that's gay. Like that's their business. We know Danny Boy's gay. He's a dope singer. Salute to him. We don't need the whole list of who's gay and who's not gay. Yeah.
You threw some major shade at me earlier.
Hey, I'm reading what Q is saying. I'm just saying we don't need to throw out there who's gay and who's not gay. Like I know all of this is cool.
I'm not talking about it. You said we could have been talking about the self-titled piece, so you got me doing Metallica reviews.
I'm saying, from the recent new albums I've been listening to, I think her has the best R&B album out. We need to be discussing The Her album, Tyler's new album,
We,
artists like that.
yeah, like I said, I already got Tyler's new album coming up. Um, I'm gonna listen to her
Is it
album.
is it on physical yet, or is not? They're not released it yet?
I don't think it's on physical
I
yet.
don't think it's on physical. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I'm looking kind of again.
it's
This
it's
top
not
album.
it's not a big deal, Tim. Like people making it more than what it is. I see people on Instagram like making full videos about it. I'm like, what the hell is the big deal? Like we knew he was that in the beginning. I don't understand why it's such a big deal now. You know what I'm
Shout out to
saying?
my whole.
It shouldn't matter. Look, I have gay people in my family. I have cousins that's gay. Like it's not a big deal anymore, people. This is 2021. It wasn't a big deal back then. It's only people that don't understand that's making it a big deal. You know, if people, I don't get it. Like for music lovers, if you fuck with Elton John and Queen and Culture Club and artists like that, do you look at them differently because they're gay? Are you not gonna listen to them because they're gay? I don't understand that.
Shout out to my homeboy Devon. He a hip hop head and shit. He said he might come to the podcast one day.
Cool. It's all good. DJ Tim said, "Call me when you get Lost album of the year." To me, what does that mean?
The Tyler the Creator album.
When you get lost?
The album is called Call Me
Oh,
When You
oh,
Get.
oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's a good album. I definitely fuck with that album. I think it's one of Tyler's best albums. And I'm not a huge Tyler the Creator fan, but listening to like his last couple albums, Flower Boy and Igor, and this album, I think is definitely one of his best. Like production wise too. Definitely a dope. But that's who we need to be discussing. This nigga got me talking about Metallica and shit. I don't even listen to Metallica.
Shit, man.
But
Yeah, like
I do it again. I do it because you the homie, Reg. Because if it was anybody else, I probably wouldn't do it. If I didn't really fuck with you like that, I probably wouldn't do it. Because I don't listen to heavy metal. But I said maybe I might like an album from Metallica, just like there's some Bad Brain albums that I like when we did the discography discussion. Same thing with Kiss. So you never know. That's why I'm doing it, to discover if I'm gonna like one of these albums. I have not liked none of these albums yet, but I'm doing it because you're the homie. If it was any other homie, I would have said the same thing. So if it was some stranger, I would have been like, hell no, I'm not talking about Metallica. I don't listen to them. But
speaking of
I like talking about different things. So
yeah, speaking of Kiss, I got that documentary recorded.
uh
I might want to talk about that one day.
the Kiss documentary,
Yeah,
I never seen it. I never saw that.
the one you showed me the picture of on Instagram on A&E one.
I showed you a picture of the Kiss documentary.
Yeah, and you put that in the vinyl collection chat.
I don't know. I probably saw it in passing and like, yo, the Reg will like this. I haven't seen it though. I haven't seen it.
Nah, Tim, we didn't do the Dipset review yet.
Nah, we about to do it. We were just talking about everybody wants to know about the Lil Nas X performance, and I don't see what the big deal is. Q said I liked Tyler at first. I didn't like him because I thought he was a weirdo. I mean, I don't care for it. He does a lot of like crazy shit on Twitter and all that. I don't care for all that stuff. Just the music wise, I think he's making like some of his best music as an artist right now. So I don't get into like what he's another one that talks about who he's dating online and all that. I don't get into all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like we will discuss some Tyler stuff in the future because I think, like I said, like he's making some of his best music right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, y'all look at some of the shit I got planned for this month and shit. But
Yes.
it's not everything, but
Dope. I know you didn't put everything. I saw the list. Reg's working us like a dog in July. No wonder Ashley don't be around no more. You working us like a slave.
nah, nigga. Ashley busy. She busy with her own class and shit.
Oh man, I'm just playing.
Yeah. Shout out to Ash though.
Yeah,
She
shout out
actually
to Ash.
came. We actually had a chat one on one on live stream Sunday and shit.
Yes, I know. Like I was eating dinner with family, so I was like, I wanted to be there, but
Yeah.
Wolf
It's all
was a-
good.
I gotta
That's
go
the
back
thing.
and listen to Wolf because I heard it, but at the time I wasn't really into it. But I gotta go back and hear it.
I love that album.
You like Wolf?
Hmm.
I love his album covers. Like him, the Wolf album cover with him in the forest and the Flower Boy album cover. I like his album covers. Yes, Reggie's the hardest working man. Yo. God is working like a dog for July.
Yeah, when I said I'm going on a break in August, I'm going on a break. So enjoy what y'all got this month. Enjoy what y'all.
Uh,
Cause I got some plans. I got some more announcements coming this week.
okay.
Earth shattering.
Oh boy. All right. Well, we are here today to discuss. This was I wasn't planning on doing this review. This is something that Sam, the homie, asked me to do, and I said why not? Because we haven't talked about this album yet, and it's definitely an album that I listen to a lot. It's an album that I even being on their street team at the time. It was definitely great times on the Rockefeller Street team. So I wanted to discuss this album, the Diplomats double album, Diplomatic Community Volume One. It dropped on my birthday actually, March 25th, 2003, and the collective with Camron from Harlem and Jim Jones and Joel Santana, Freaky Zeke, that whole crew from Harlem and the offspring artists that they brought along with them, J.R. Ryder and Rell, 40 Cal, Juju, SAS, Purple City, Bird Gang. That's just to name a few. They got like a shitload of artists, and you know, I don't even know how we don't even need to discuss like how we got into Camron because we discussed Camron in the past. But at this time, like Cam was already at Rockefeller, and the Dipset movement was in full swing. I remember promoting for the label and hearing rumors about there was conflict going on with Dame and Jay at the time over Cam being at Rockefeller, and he went platinum with Come Home With Me. That was a great album, one of my favorites from Cam. And then he dropped the mixtape. We gotta talk about the mixtape for me. The mixtapes he dropped, and I remember my homeboy. Shout out to Brooklyn Nick. I remember my homeboy, giving me those K Slade Dipset mixtapes, and that shit was crazy, and it was blowing up all over New York City radio on Hot 97, and DJ Enough was I remember him playing a lot of those joints and Flex, and I think the first joint I heard was I'm Ready. I think it was that joint, and I was like, yo, this shit is crazy. And they just kept dropping mixtapes. Volume 2 came out, Volume 3. All of those links are in the description. I did put all of the links for the mixtapes if people never heard it. You got the K Slave Dipset mixtape Volume 1, 2, 3 is in there, 4, I think 5 was in there as well. And the movement just started, and it started with Come Home With Me, and it just took off. And then when they dropped the album, it was like nothing I ever heard. And that time, that was like after 9/11, and they incorporated the Dipset Taliban moniker to the collective, and people was in an uproar about the name, and how could they use Taliban? We just went through 9/11, the worst day in history for New York, and how could they use that? And that was controversy. It was on the news. I remember watching UPN 9, back when Channel 9 was UPN. The UPN News at 10, they had a story on Dipset using the name the Taliban for their group, and people was mad about it, and there was lyrics in the I Love You song that Joel's had spoke about, about flying the plane from one of the dudes that was down with Osama, and they had to scrap that. Well, they scrapped that line from the song. The original version, I actually put that in the description also. The original version was on the mixtape, and they took that line off of that song, and they put a different version on the album. But we'll talk about that. And they were just getting that buzz. Everything was just bubbling in the streets, and this is before G Unit was started doing their thing, and you know, Weezy was about to blow up with his mixtapes. This is before then. This is like early 2000s, and it was great times for New York hip hop at that time. And I remember listening to the album. I'm like, yo, this shit is hot. This shit is gonna blow up, and it did. And I believe, for me, I believe as a fan, I think their movement made Jay-Z feel some type of way, and I've always felt that. I think it was deeper than just Cam stealing the beat for Old Boy, because Old Boy was for Jay, H to the Izzo was for Cam, and I think it was deeper than just some beat stealing. I think it was Jay-Z was in his feelings because it was all about him on his own label, and once you got Camron and Dipset over there, it wasn't about him anymore. And he was dropping bullshit like Blueprint 2 that came out. That was crap. You know what I'm saying? And Dipset had the better album at that time, and I think that's what it was. I think it was some jealousy going on, and it's always an album that I feel like when in discussion for double albums, people don't mention it. They mention Wu-Tang Forever, classic album. They mention Life After Death, All Eyes on Me, but I never hear nobody talk about Diplomatic Community Volume 1. And I'm like, well, I think this is the perfect time to put some respect on this album once and for all. So Reg, like, what was your first introduction to Dipset? Because I mean, like, we already talked about Cam, but what was like your first introduction to the collective?
I want to say my first introduction to Dipset was ironically listening to that song by Cam called "Oh Boy." Love that beat. I mean, and I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I wasn't really entirely raised a lot on Dipset compared to G Unit, compared to Wu Tang and yada yada and all that. But at the same time, one thing that really stood out to me was just how New York and gritty they were, in a way, how they carried that shit like in the towards 2000 and stuff like that too.
Yes.
And it's kind of crazy that we're listening to this album because years later, I actually decided to actually listen to the album because I was just curious, and damn well I fucking loved it. First listen, I was just like, this shit's a fucking classic. Now I'm not gonna lie, and this might sound controversial, but I'm not the biggest Joel Santana fan.
What?
Yeah.
What? Joel's killed this album, boy.
He killed this album.
Yo, we gotta talk about it. To me, I think he's the MVP of this album.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna
I
get
definitely believe that. Like, without Joel's, I don't think this album would have been what it was.
That's what I was gonna get at. He was the MVP. I felt like some of the strongest shit was on this album, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Because he's been an MC. I felt like he has so much potential.
Right.
So he's like another Keith Murray. He wasted that potential.
Oh, you gonna put Joel's in that category with Keith Murray?
Yeah.
Keith Murray. Are you talking about before the Def Squad album?
I'm talking about
because by the Def Squad album, he already had a classic with the first album.
After Def Squad.
After Def Squad?
Yeah, because I felt like those first two albums.
Yeah.
They were like stepping stones. They were pretty much two back-to-back classics. You saw great things.
Right.
Then I mean, It's a Beautiful Thing was dope too. I like It's a Beautiful Thing, but at the same time, when he dropped the He's Keith Murray, that was like a huge drastic step down.
Definitely.
With Joel's and shit, I just personally felt like the legal issues personally, and a lot of people. I watched a YouTuber called Study Growth Music.
Right.
I don't know if y'all watch Study Growth. He was saying like he said that Lil Wayne kind of stole Joel's shine a little bit. I don't know how y'all think about that though, but
I don't. Well, I think they would have had a classic album if that I Can't Feel My Face album actually came out. Cause I remember hearing joints on mixtapes and they never dropped no album. But I don't think Weezy was so big at that time. We was outshining everybody. So even Joel. So
that's true. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Dipset.
Yeah. So yeah, they dropped the double album. You got production from DR Period, the Heatmakerz, Just Blaze, Kanye's on here, early Kanye.
Yes.
Who else is on here? Charlemagne, not that Charlemagne from Breakfast Club. There's another Charlemagne. Bass. Who else is on here? Production wise. Sick and Jamal. You got Ralph Random. He did a track. And yeah, that's it. But it was mostly produced by Heatmakerz. Heatmakerz did most of their stuff. The mixtapes as well as the albums. Yeah, so it's like 27 joints. We got a couple features that I think were definitely fire. We definitely got started off. Disc. We're gonna start with disc one, and then like after the review of disc one, we're gonna say like our favorite tracks and what we rank it, and then disc two. The first joint you got Unkasa, produced by Kanye West, and Unkasa was down with I think it was down with Purple City. That was him and Shice Bub and Aguilar, and he also was doing his own solo thing. And for anybody that used to watch the street DVDs like Smack DVD and the Come Up DVD, he was in a lot of those battles. I used to have a lot of those DVDs. They don't work anymore because they were bootleg DVDs. He had a battle. I remember Casa had a battle with T Rex, and I think T Rex was also down with Dipset at one point. And it came to a point where every battle, battle, I mean like like the URL battles that they do. With every battle he was doing, his whole crew knew exactly what he was gonna say next. So he wasn't doing freestyles when he was battling like Jay Mills and battling Cassidy. He was battling them with writtens. And there was one battle he did where they were like in a park, and I forgot who he was battling. They were in a park, and like his crew like was saying everything he was saying, and it came to the point where they had to stop the battle and say like, and they had to disqualify him because they felt like he wasn't coming off the dome like with like freestyles. It was just like written shit that his crew knew everything he was gonna say before he said it. So Casa he's from those battles. Like I used to see Casa on a lot of those street mixtapes and all that, the street DVDs. And he starts off the album, and he's telling Cam like, yo, like what's really good? I'm trying to spit a few balls on this album, and Cam's like, nah, chill, you're not ready yet. And Casa like, nah, but I really need to get on the album. So Cam was like, I don't know, like it's kind of too late because we just mastered the album, it's about to drop, but Cam is like, fuck it, you just signed to Dipset, so spit some balls or whatever. And I thought the beat, I mean, this is early Kanye, but Kanye gave Jay a classic with the Blueprint. I didn't like this beat from Kanye. It was not like one of his best, especially to start off a double album. But Casa did his thing. He said, the hawk on me not from Atlanta. It's just the father to the Glocks and the hammer. Look in the rear view, the cops in the camera. I flow hot like blocks down in Tampa and leave you dead pop shot from them glamours and go down south and rock with them bammers and come back in a Porsche color hot banana. So that was some bars from. I always like Casa's bars. Like they're artists, like they're offspring artists like Casa and Bezel and J.R. Ryder. They were always dope. How Rell is on this album and he killed it. They were always dope lyrically, but he never had like a classic album. But I always thought Casa was a dope lyricist. But you don't have like no, even now in 2021, you don't have like no albums like that. So, but I thought it was dope.
First of all, when I first heard this album, I thought they were talking about the house because Spanish. I thought Unkasa was the house or some shit.
Unkasa. So did I say Unkasa? It's Unkasa, right?
Yeah, but it don't matter.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I thought to myself, damn, that's a stupid name. Because you're calling yourself a house. But okay, right. But anyway, this was a good but not great song to start off the double album.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. In my opinion, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I feel like if there was to start off a double album, I feel like it should have just been like Cam, Wells, and Jim. That way, it just gets that feeling of what to expect from this album and stuff like that too. Right. But I felt like it was a cool song. I mean, the beat by Kanye, it was pretty solid. Not one of my favorites from Kanye, but it's alright.
DJ Tim said You know, you like, yeah, I do like some songs off Blueprint too, but I don't feel like it should have been a double album. It should have been a single disc, which is why Jay went back and they brought out the album again and they called it Blueprint 2.1 or some shit, with like just the best songs, because he got flack for that double album. People, even at that point, people were saying it was crap, and it still went like triple platinum. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like it's not. I don't think it's a great double album. I don't like Blueprint 3, but there are some bangers on that album. I just wish it was like a single disc instead. But that's a whole nother story. We get to track 2, and we got the Santana interlude. You know, you got Freaky Zeke, who was never an artist really. He was just like talking crap, and I think they made him like the president of Dipset or something like that, or the record label. Every member had like a title. Like I know Cam was like the CEO, Jim was like the head executive, and Jewels had a title. Freaky had a title in the group. I forgot what it was, but he was just talking about Santana, talking about, you know, how Santana backhanded the bitch, and he talking about how he did like some illegal shit, and he cut the side of his hair, and it was just like some little funny intro. Wait, do you have any thoughts on the intro or no?
Yeah, pretty much what you said is pretty funny and whatnot. I don't really have that much to say about the end of the song.
Freaky was always the comic relief in the group. He always did he always like saying some crazy shit or doing something funny. So you know,
Exactly.
you got track 3, "Who I Am," produced by the Heatmakerz, and the sample they sampled the track from the OJ's the same name, and "Who Am I" actually, and I thought it was a real dope use of the OJ's track, and a really nice beat, nice bass line. And Santana this is like Santana's coming out party. This is like his introduction to the world and to the rap game, and letting them know like, yo, like it ain't just about Cam. You know, I got some bars too, and he was, I think Jewels was like 20 years old when he did
Yeah.
this album, and he was really young, but he was young and he was poised, and he definitely had bars. And the Jewels I want to hear again. Like I know he's been out, he came out of jail, he's free and all that. He need to be back in the studio dropping gems like this. This joint is definitely one of my favorite tracks on the album. Santana saying the time is now, my grind is here. Shit, my body is focused, my mind's in gear. Let's start it. I'm moving at an unstoppable pace. I managed to reach the top of the race before it started. I definitely think he killed it, and it's a solo track by him. He has a couple of solo tracks on here. Definitely one of the best joints on this album.
Yeah, this joint right here was pretty good. Um, Jewels was definitely on fire with this track right here. Love the usage of that OJ sample. I've heard it somewhere else before, but I'm not too sure where. But yeah,
I think Atmosphere used it. Yeah,
second album, right?
I believe it was their second album.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, very dope sample. Keymakers definitely they were like the bomb squad when it came to Dipset, in my
Hmm.
opinion. Just the
Definitely.
way they had them samples and shit with the
They
smokes
gave
and
them the perfect sound
right.
for Arsonist, and I forgot the other cats in their Heatmakers, but they gave them the perfect sound, the perfect landscape. Then you got another interlude, track 5, Real Niggas interlude. Again, you got Freaky on a lot of these interludes, just being, the comic relief, and he's, asking the girl, why you always fucking with these Hotex ass niggas, and the girl is telling Freaky that, nigga, you not real, you ain't no real nigga, and all this other crap, and that segues into the track 6, Real Niggas,
Yes.
banging track. This
Mm.
that beat is one of my favorites because that was the same sample that AZ used on Mo Money, Mo Homicide from his first album, and we talked about that. Go look it up. The videos on this channel. Classic album. I love the use of the OJ's Cry Together joint, and the bass line, the hi hats. This was produced by DL Period. Um, I think Camron definitely. I like Camron's verse where he said, "I argue with my mother, spring, summer, fall, winter time. Get that off the table, Camron. It's dinner time. I got a line downstairs, ma. I'm in the grind time. From 10 to 9, you do your business right. Let me attend to mine. You cooking pork anyway. I ain't into swine. You out your mind? Nah. You don't know what's in my mind. I think Cam killed it. Uh, Jewels was dope. I think Jim has a verse on here as well. I want to say definitely a fire track with all three of them. This should have been a single. I always liked this joint. I'm like, yo, why they never did a video for this?
I agree.
I guess because AZ used the sample first, he had his video with Nas for that. So, but this is definitely one of my standout tracks on here.
Yeah, this is my favorite track off this whole album, in my opinion. Um, very dope joint. I feel like Cam had one of his coldest verses on this album. I'm gonna pull up the lyrics right now, but I like how they flipped that sample. They made it more street than the AZ and Nas song. Because the way how AZ and Nas flipped that sample, they made it like more slower, more cinematic, especially with the drums. This one, the way how they layered them drum like that, especially that kick hit, that sample, it's so fucking ill and shit. I loved when Cam said, "I argue with my mother, spring, summer, fall, and winter time. Get off that table, Camron. It's dinner time. I got a line downstairs, ma. I'm on the drive from 10 to 9. You do your business, but let me attend to mine." Like, what I got from that track was like them talking about their life, like their shit going up or whatnot. Very, very, very
Yo,
dope track.
I
My favorite track off this album.
I,
And
I, I skipped the track.
what? Oh,
Track four,
Ground
Ground
Zero.
Zero. I skipped this track. My bad.
You good?
After Who Am I, we go to track four, Ground Zero, produced by Sick and Jamal. That was a hard track. I love the guitar arrangements on that. Had that rock, that big rock stadium feel to it. Love the bass line on it, the beat. Santana killed it. He says, "No, I ain't stopping yet. No, my album ain't done. It ain't dropping yet. I'm in the midst of a bidding war, and we need 2 mil or more just to move in the door." Fire. Santana killed it again. My bad, yo. That was I skipped over track four. Track four is Ground Zero.
Yeah, man. I was going to say that Real Niggas. I felt like that was another DR period illest beat. I can even see like
Yes.
Smooth the Hustler on that shit too, bro.
Yes. That would have been crazy. A remix with Smooth and Trigger. Oh man,
Yeah,
that would have been bananas.
for real. But back to Ground Zero, another solid joint right there. Um, very love that beat. Like the guitar rims were nice as fuck. Yeah, man, very solid joint.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So that was Ground Zero. Track five, the Real Niggas Interlude, and track six was Real Niggas. Now we get to track seven. Have you seen Joel Santana? Another interlude with Freaky Zeke, and Freaky is trying to bag a chick, and the girl is not really interested in Freaky. She wants to know who his man Joel Santana is, and she's like, I'm looking. I was actually looking for Santana, and he got pissed off, and he was like, "Well, fuck this nigga, this big head dude. You want?" So I thought that was hilarious. Again, like Freaky, I always looked at Freaky like he was like the comic relief for Dipset. So um, that was a cool little interlude. Red, you got any thoughts on that?
That's pretty much the funniest interlude on this whole fucking
Yeah,
channel and
I
album.
agree. I agree. It seemed like being that Freaky wasn't like a real rapper, a real artist. Like they wanted to include him by putting him like between the songs with the interlude. So that was cool. Track eight, we got More Than Music, produced by the Heatmakerz. Banging track. I like the soulful loop and the beat. Santana again is the star of this track for me, and he says, "We can play now. This is war, not a playground. We came to lay or get laid down. Spray or get sprayed down. Waterfalls any day now. Cops with their wall-to-wall raid down." Like his wordplay was just dope at this time. Like he was definitely one of the illest. On the mixtape scenes with the back like crack mixtapes, and his first album to me is a classic, From Me to You. The second album, What the Games We Missing, very solid album. I really like. I was a Jewel's fan at this time, and it's a shame to see him fall from grace, and we need. I want to hear that Jewel's Santana again from '03, but this is definitely a great track.
Yeah, I love this track right here. This whole album it has like an anthem feel to it, and this is like
Yeah,
one of them right here.
definitely.
It's that I love that chorus. This is the movement. This is the union. This is more than what you people call music and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Fire.
Fire ass girl in my opinion.
Definitely. All right. We get to track nine, "Beautiful Noise." This is a Jim Jones solo track. Early Jim Jones on here, early capo, produced by Charlemagne and E-Bass. I like the horn loop on it, the beat. The keys were on it were dope. The bass line. You got Jim saying, "I seen summers get cold, and niggas do it up to the point they done and they fold. They can't succumb to the cold. They getting locked up for carrying boy. Doing time underground and Marion boy. Should I respect you? Doing time like Gotti and come home like that Marion boy. Early Jim was still killing it, man. This is like, what's the name of his first album from? I forgot the name of that joint. Something with church in it.
You still what?
The first Jim Jones album.
Um,
On My Way to Church. I think that was the
yeah,
first album. Yeah,
some
this
shit
is
like
like
that. Yeah.
early Jim. When that before that album dropped, this is a dope album solo track from Jim Jones.
Yeah, I love this joint right here too. Um, it's kind of like to me like a sister track to more than music. Like again, it has that little anthem feel
Yeah,
to it and whatnot. Definitely a very solid joint. Fire.
yeah. On My Way to Church, that was a dope album too. Track 10, you got Dipset Anthem. Now this joint right here, this set it off in New York when this joint dropped, yo. Like when I first saw the video for this, I was like, yo, this shit is fire. You had they were bumping this everywhere. This was like the anthem from New York at that time. Produced by the Heatmakerz. Again, Jarrell's and Cam on this joint. I think Jarrell's is the star of this track. Banging bass line, the horns, the reggae sample in it. Um, Definitely a fire. Jarrell saying he understood me quite clear. Then that thing bang out and rang out the side of his right ear. I love that shit. The chorus where he's like, I stood alone getting domed from a thick chicken sandals, watching how the gangsters do it. That shit was fire. You know, you got Cam. I love Cam, the way Cam started his verse, and he said, I'm on the west side of Chicago looking for a bus down that make me put my two arms up. Touchdown. You stay in touch now. But when I touch down, I'm like buckshot shorty. Duck down. Give a dope ass shout out to Duck Down from Boot Camp. I love that, yo. Like Cam was in his bag on this track.
Yes, sir. Um, Dipset Anthem, one of the signature tracks off this album. Very, 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 very dope track right here.
Definitely.
Personally, I felt that Joel's second verse was probably the best verse off this song. I love when he says, "Lick a shot for Big Pop and Pop, yeah. One more for Sean locked inside, yeah. Two more for Karen for taking over the rock, yeah, yeah. It's my year." And shit, you know.
They didn't like that. When I could imagine how Jay-Z must have felt when he heard that, like taking over the rock, y'all niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was the beginning of the end right there.
Yeah.
But
Classic.
I feel like Dame was underhanded for that shit, not to Jimmy and shit.
Well, you know, because Dame and Cam were boys from Harlem. You know, they grew up hustling in Harlem, and I think he was like he really was responsible for bringing Cam to Rockefeller and then
Right.
Dipset. So, Jay is not no executive producer on it. He's not on here in no capacity like he was on Come Home with Me. You know, the only Rockefeller artist that's on this album is Freeway. So that should tell people something, like there was friction going on with Jay and Cam.
Exactly.
You know, but definitely a classic song. I love this joint. Track 11, we got Hey Ma, the remix. Now, to me, this was also done by DR Period, but I prefer the OG version on Come Home With Me. I didn't really care for the remix, and they got like some chick singing on it. What you thought about
Yeah.
it?
The remix to Hey Man, certain songs should not be remixed,
Yeah,
but I don't
it
like
wasn't needed. It wasn't needed.
yeah.
And they also, you know, for those that don't know, for those that don't know, they sampled the Commodore's Easy for the Hey Ma track. So
Yes.
yeah. Track 12, we got Rell, the interlude, and this is back when Rell was incarcerated, and he was signed to Dipset, but he wasn't out yet when they recorded this album. So like they let him rock on a couple joints, and he was like doing his bars from actually being behind bars. But he killed it. Like he just kicking balls in here, and he's like he said around the time when Big first got his Coogee and Versace shit, I was uptown buying coke on my Meet a Poppy shit. Like, listen, Pedro, this ain't good yayo. Give me my moolah back, or you the first German I point my Luger at. Y'all better take it easy. Yeah, you hot, but that's because it burned every time you take a pee pee. And he was killing it, man. Like Rell, again, another dope ass spitter, and I feel like he never really got that shine with Dipset, but he always been dope to me. So I like this interlude.
Yeah, this interview was pretty solid and shit like that. Definitely a very dope from Rell and shit. Freaky again doing his thing on the hype man shit. Fuck with this.
Facts. Jay Z was salty. And we knew that. Like it was all about him until somebody else came along and like that's why I say like when people say that yo like Big L was supposed to be signed with Rockefeller. What if him and Big L got into a dispute because of that? Like what Big L could have been like him. He could have been having his own movement with Children of the Corn or whatever. And Jay could have felt some type of way about that.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, see things happen for a reason. You know? But
Right.
yeah, we got track 13. This is what I do, produced by the Heatmakerz. This is featuring Rell, and I thought Rell stole the show on this. The track was fire. The horns, the horn sample, and the bass line. And you got Rell saying, "Y'all want to be gangsters? Listen to me. After 2 years of teaching y'all, you'll get a degree. I took over blocks and put dope and coke on it. Shut niggas out and put them under my deodorant. Just like my speed stick, nigga, I see chips quicker. So hot tomorrow, I'm dropping the remix, nigga." Fire. Fire balls from Rell, man. He killed it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, this is a very dope joint right here. Yeah, there. I love that beat from the Heatmaker, but that's really one of the strongest beats on that fucking album, in my opinion. And shit.
Who's
So
that, Rell?
you said what?
Who you mean?
I mean, that's one of the strongest beats on the
Oh
album.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, just love that fucking one and shit. So yeah.
DJ Tim said, "I don't like how Rell. He's full of himself while he giving somebody food for the homeless." That's me. I heard something about he did something like that. I heard something about that.
Wait, what do you do?
He it's something he did when he was giving food to the homeless or something like that, or he wasn't giving food to the homeless.
Oh
I remember
wow,
seeing something like that online, but I didn't really pay too much attention to it though.
faking the phone.
You know what I mean? But yeah, like he killed his track. Then you got track 14, Gangster, produced by Ralph Random. It's Jules and Cam on it. I like the beat. I thought it was a grimy track. Santana saying, "I've been watching, I've been plotting. I'm the realest thing popping since Osama bin Laden. So pay homage. Ladies salute me. Gentlemen salute me. The general you soon see." Fire, dope wordplay by Jewels. Again, like Jewels was getting heat from the media because of his lyrics about 9/11 and Osama bin Laden, and that was a touchy subject. I think it's still a touchy subject now after everything that's happened, but he was getting a lot of heat for his lyrics at this time in his album drop. But I thought he killed it.
Yeah, I can only imagine that what happens if they would have just looked like this
Yeah,
now and shit.
he was on the news because of his lyrics.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
On the new, they don't. You know what I'm saying? Like if you and he's a new artist at that. I was not too many times I've seen a new artist being on the news for his lyrics. You know what I'm saying? And he was on the news because of what he was saying. You know what I'm saying? I left the link in the description. We're gonna talk about the "I Love You" song, but he was getting flack for that, and then like the whole thing there was a well we talk about that for the second disc though.
Yeah, man, I can only imagine. But yeah, otherwise, this was a dope track too. Definitely a very, very, very solid shit right here. Both Cam and Joel did their thing on this one right here.
Yes, okay, and you got the last track on disc one, the Rell freestyle. We ended off with Rell kicking bars again from prison, and he's saying, "And a nigga too busy to get in some beef with a loser, kick my bitch out the bed just to sleep with the Ruger. Cause if I finger fuck my gun and play with her trigger, she ain't gonna scream. I don't feel like getting it today on the nigga." So I just thought it was some dope bars again from Rell, and like I said, like I always felt like he was one of the best from the whole clique. And it's a shame he didn't get his shine like everybody else did, but I thought he definitely ended off disc one on a high note.
Yeah, he definitely did end it off on a high note and shit. Very dope bars, straight up to your phrase, braggadocio. Just this how they usually do it.
And for me, disc one is a classic. I think Jewel shined on this. I think Rell shined on this. Being incarcerated at that and still able to kick bars over the phone, that says something. That's talent. Um, I love like a Dipset Anthem for me is like one of my favorites. You know, Real Niggas. I love that beat. Who I Am. I think Jarrell's killed that joint. That was like a proper introduction for him, to the whole world. And Beautiful Noise. The Jim Jones solo track was banging. Every track on here was banging. Like you got Freaky doing his little comedic interludes, but I definitely think this one is a classic. So, how you feel about that?
This one is definitely a banger field classic in my opinion. I mean, it's just vintage Dipset in my opinion. I mean, like the production was like so fucking New York with the horns and the bass lines and everything. This is like one of those personal albums where you can tell everything just came together right.
Yep. Yes, Ronnie. He was on the news for like he said lyrics on more than just one song on this album about referring to the Taliban and Osama bin Laden, and this is only 2 years removed from 9/11, so it was still fresh in people's memories, and people was in an uproar over what he was saying. That's why they like we gonna talk about the song that they end up taking off like some of his lines off of because of that what he was saying, and they were like it was like they were promoting the Taliban, so a lot of people didn't like what they were doing. Um, yeah, so we got the disc two now, and the first track is "I Really Mean It," produced by Just Blaze. This is a bang. I remember hearing this. This was like one of the first tracks I heard on the mixtapes, along with "I'm Ready" and Dipset Anthem. Fire joint. Just Blaze samples "I Got Love" by Major Harris. Dope ass beat. The horns. I love the horns. The way that the horns start off the track, and that beat just knocks in the system. You got Cam saying, "Hey yo, lock my garage, rock my massage, fuck it, bucket by Oshkosh Bagash, golly I'm gully, look at his galoshes, Gucci gold, platinum plaque collages, from collabs goes written from collabos goes writing for assholes. Want to use my brain to give killer mad though. It's all good, increase killer cash flow, increase my fame. That's why killer smash hoes. You'll get sideswiped. Look at my life. First movie ever, murked out Makai Fife. Man, if that
Yeah,
ain't balls, I don't, yo. People sleep on Cam lyrically, yo. Cam got balls, yo. You know what
I
I'm
agree.
saying? Like I remember when Purple Ace came out and people was like, yo, his flow is the same, huh?
I said I agree.
I remember when Purple Ace came out and people was like talking shit about his flow and he said the same shit and he don't have no wordplay. Cam got balls, yo. Like people need to listen to what he be saying. He got like some dope ass flows and I think he murked this track. And at the end you got Jim Jones, talking some shit to Nas, and that was when Jim had some beef with Nas and the Bravehearts, and I remember that beef, and I'm like, yo, Jim Jones ain't fucking with Nas on his worst day. He ain't fucking with him. You know what I'm saying? I like Jim. I respect Jim as an artist, and he had to hustle his way to get where he's at. But you're not fucking with Nas, man. You know what I'm
Hell
saying?
no.
But definitely a banger.
Yeah, banging ass joint right here.
Aaron, what's good? Salute.
What's up, Aaron? Yeah, banging ass joint right here. Love the fact that they used that Major Harris sample, very soulful sample. Camron definitely was at his prime lyrically. You can tell by this time too. So yeah,
Yes, definitely. You got the track 17, My Love, produced by the Heatmakerz. Another banger, nice bass line. You got the finger snaps going. Great collab and wordplay with Jewels and Cam, with Jewels and featuring Freeway from State Property. He's the only Rockefeller member on this album, and I loved his verse. And he says, "I like Rockaware, Missware, thick hair, chick there, fat ass, sick pair. When we travel all the language, when we get there, shit yeah, bilingual, all this slang across the border. That we yang, put in orders. Even though we just came to hang, then we take it when we left there. Heck yeah, I need more than a winner, cause it's more than you think here." His flow, another dope lyricist, and his flow is like I like when he used to like go in and out with it with his flow. He had dope wordplay, and Jeroz had some dope lines, and he said, "Shorty, I ain't trying to give you the runaround. I'm just trying to come get you and run around, skip through a couple towns, maybe skip through a couple rounds. If your man act dumb, I'ma shut him down." Fire, nice collab between Jeroz and Freeway. This is one of my favorites on here.
yeah, very dope collab, man. This this should have been a single, low key.
Yeah, I think so.
Very Rell definitely did his thing on this one. I love that line when he says, "Come roll with the pimp or gangster, hustler by nature. Trust that I'll take you. I'll show you the rules and parameters. Show you how to move it with who's how to handle it." Like, love that shit.
You didn't like the beat, DJ Tim? This beat was like I could hear this beat on like Freeway's first album. Like you put this on Philadelphia Freeway, you would have killed it too. I thought it was a banger. You know, something different, like a real playful joint. You know, for the ladies, I thought it was dope. Um, you got to track 18. I love you. Now this is the song I was talking about, Ronnie. Like the original version, I put the link in the description. Um, the original version, he talked about praising Osama and the Taliban for what they did to the World Trade Center. Like he was talking about like being the he was talking about being the pilot of the plane that went into the towers. That's why people had an issue with it because it was like 2 years removed from what happened, and I like that's why they talked about it on the news. People was in uproar about it, and they took those lines that he said in the original version off of the album version. So the album version is different from the original version. So they took those lines out. I like the track. It's him and Jewels and Cam, and it's produced by Heatmakerz. Banging beat. The bass line is dope. The horns as well. You got like background singers in the background. Also, there was a they also talked about it was a video game, a handheld video game that the game was you have to run planes into the twin towers to win the game. It had like 20 levels on it, and
What?
they banned the game from New York City and from California, and I think Boston. But the game was made in China. Like it's on eBay and they sell it for like a lot of money on eBay. I put the link in the description for about the game as well, so you can check out like for anybody that want to buy the game on eBay, they sell it on eBay. But
What
that
platform?
also caused controversy as well.
What platform?
Huh?
What platform is the game?
I didn't hear what you said.
What platform is the
No,
game?
it's a handheld joint. Like you remember like the old school handheld video
Yeah,
games? Yeah,
yeah.
it was one of those. It's called I think it's called Bin Laden versus the USA or something like that. Yeah, and it's a real game. It's a real game, and they make and you have 20 levels, and to win you have to like try to drive a plane into the World Trade Center.
Oh
This is a
wow,
real game. It's on eBay.
that's
So
dope.
and that those two things happened at the same time. Like when he came out with when they the song had leaked. A lot of some of the songs from this album had leaked to the mixtapes. So the I Love You track, the original version, he talked about being the pilot of the plane running into the World Trade. That's why they took it off the album. Like those bars that he had, and he had to like they replaced it or whatever. But this album, this version, I think he still killed it. And he said, I still smell the rotten people that lay down at ground zero, forgotten, left there for days, probably left there to stay, left to decay, broken pieces of towers left as their graves. Hey, I pray let them be saved. Till then, that's just a suggestion I made. You follow me, homie? So right in that verse, he talked about the tragedy during 9/11, but they cut out the part where he talked about being a pilot, and that was offensive to a lot of people. But I still think it was a dope song, and yeah, like I think Jules killed it.
Yeah, I never knew there was so much controversy with this track and shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But
Hmm.
yeah, Joel definitely did kill it in my opinion. Um, Other than that 9/11 line, I like the line where he says, "Because I'm headed straight to the top, motherfucker. Diplomat, Taliban slash rock, motherfucker." Like this confidence was just one of his key points in like
Yeah,
what made Dipset so great and shit. You know.
definitely. We got track 19, a Cam solo track, Purple Haze, produced by the Heatmakerz. This was also on the Cam album Purple Haze of the same name. Always loved this track. I think it's one of Cam's best songs ever. Nice soulful sample, nice beat in the bass line, and Cam again. I think Cam. People sleep on Cam's bars. He got lyrics. And he's saying, "And I'm a nuisance child, gaming is stupid now. Plus I'm stupid foul. Pull the coupe to trial. I come through canal and let the Luger style in the DA mouth. Here's a root canal." Right on Center Street, put him on Front Street. Next day, the front page, who gonna front on me? So many quotables. I like the end of his verse. He says, "Now let's get perked like Grimace or Barney." And classic track, man. I love it.
Yeah, classic track indeed. Camron definitely did his fucking thing on that song. Dope beat by the Heatmakerz again. Um, that sample too. Love the if it was a Dorothy Moore sample, I love the usage of
Yeah.
that sample and shit. So fire joint.
DJ Tim says my favorite. This is my favorite song, Purple Haze. When I seen it, and Masters. Oh my God, I love that hook. I'll be singing to that hook, man. Chipmunks. Yeah, I like. Yeah, like the sped up samples. I like that. That was actually like a thing. Like when Kanye was doing it and the Heatmakerz, a lot of people were like doing the sped up samples and shit. That was dope though. We got track 20, the first, and this track, this is like inspired by the Bone Thugs and Harmony hit single First of the Month from E99 Eternal, and they were paying homage to Bone on this track. This was produced by Hiroshima. Even like with their cadence, like with Cam's cadence on the chorus, it was paying homage to Bone Thugs, that fast flow that they had. I like the beat and the pianos on it, the horns, very jazzy, very dope. It was like a different sound for Dipset on this album. Jim Jones killed it to me. He said the moon and the stars. Some say I soon will be doomed for them bars, but I could be caught pissy clubs, saloons, and them bars. The industry think that they grooming a star. Nah, I'm more like a thug misproving the odds, running all crazy the city with my goons in them cars. And I liked his verse, and I like the chorus. Ayo, 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 ayo. It's the first of the month. Yayo, yayo. Cam killed the chorus. I thought that was dope, and a nice way to pay homage to Bone Thugs and Harmony. So
Yeah, definitely. Another one of my favorite joints on this album. Nice way to, like you said, pay homage to them. This just shows you how versatile Cameron was, definitely with his flows and stuff like that too. I felt like he stole the show with this whole song,
yeah,
in my opinion. So
Jim definitely did his thing on here.
yeah, Jim did good too, but yeah, this
Yeah.
is all Cameron right here.
Then you got track 21. This is a Joel Santana solo joint. Santana the Great. I also heard this song. The song was leaked to the mixtapes as well. Produced by the Heatmakerz. Dope track. Dope beat by the Heatmakerz. You got Santana saying y'all can't fuck with me, man. I guarantee, man. It's Santana the rap he man. Y'all Skeletors get your melon tossed when this weapon start letting off. And I love the chorus. Oh, oh, it's Santana the Great. Oh, oh, it's Santana the Great. Bandana in his face. Blam hammers escape. I love that, man. Dope ass solo track by Joel's. Like I said, like I think Joel's was the star of this whole double album, and he definitely did his thing on this track.
Yeah, definitely a very solid joint right here. Joel's one of his strongest, one of his strongest track in my opinion is like solo wise and shit like that. Like this is that hungry Joel's that I fucking like.
Uh, DJ Tim said my mom loved this song. She used to play this every first of the month because of me, because I had the CD. That's dope, yo. Like that's dope. I like to hear stories like that. Like to have like your mom play this track from Dipset. That's so hip hop, man. I love that. Shout out to your mom, yo. That's dope. You got track 22, DJ Enough, freestyle produced by the Heatmakerz. This is basically like a freestyle that they did, and Heatmakerz produced it for DJ Enough from Mixtape. He's a New York City DJ. Dope track. I like the dope sped up loop that we was talking about before. Nice bass line. Again, to me, Jarrell's body this track, and he said, now I done been on both sides of the fence. I done been on both sides of the gate, survive and escape. Look at me now, man. I'm driving away, thinking about my old teachers who said I rot and decay. I go back and beat the horn at him, blowing that Cheech and Chong at him, yelling, screaming the boys platinum. It all happened so fast, they all imagine I crashed, but I did straight through the wall. I'm bad. Like I said, like his wordplay at that time for '03 was impeccable. Like he was definitely at the top of his game lyrically, and he bodied this track. Cam did his thing as well, but I gotta go with Joel's, man. Like Joel's, he just did it for me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like you said, another solid joint right here. Very, 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 very good song. I'm just gonna piggyback what you said about Joel's, like definitely this thing dope with the wordplay and everything like that. Fuck with it.
Yes, definitely a dope joint. You got track 23, What's Really Good. That was produced by
Ooh,
Paper Chase Inc. and eBase. There's also another version I put in the description. There's the original version where it kind of sounds. I think there's more horns in the original version. This one it was like less. It was more sparse, but it's still a dope track, dope beat. The congos, the bass line. It sounds like a theme from a movie score to me. You got the late great Earl Simmons, DMX, rest in peace. He's on the chorus for this. I think they could have used the DMX verse on here, but definitely a banger. I love Jarrell's bars again. He says, "I told you I can count. I told you I can count on my boy. I'm in trouble. Need bail money. Dialed on my boy. Shit. And just when I thought it was getting worse, I was bailed out, scot free, spitting this verse. You'll sit in the dirt. Clips will disperse. Killed it, man. Cam did his thing on here. DMX did his thing on the chorus. I love it.
Yeah, I love this track right here. One of my favorites from the second disc, next to another song, which we can I want to talk about that one. DMX, still a shock, bro. I'm just gonna be real with you, still a shock.
Definitely.
Um, Definitely felt like he brought the energy with this whole fucking track. Really wish he would have dropped the verse, but it's all good.
Yeah.
I kind of find it ironic. I don't know if it's just me, but
Uh,
they don't have really a lot of niggas from Rockefeller, but I mean they had DMX, and y'all know the history of X and J.
right. That's why I was like, that's weird.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, who was calling the shots of that? You know.
like this whole album is just a lot of shade throughout the whole
Of
fucking album.
course, and like I truly believe Jay was in his feelings when they got to the label, and that's when the friction started. And then when Dame went off to sign MOP, and they never dropped nothing on Rockefeller, the same way they never dropped nothing on G Unit. They signed Noriega, they signed ODB when he got out of jail. It was a lot of stuff, a lot of signings going on that Jay didn't approve of, and I think that's what led to him and the breakup with him and Dame.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I feel like if you have a roster full of talented artists, it can't just be about you all the time. You know what I'm saying? State Property was talented. That's a talented super group. You know, everyone in their own right. PD Crack and Beans, and you know, I seen the interview that PD gave to Vlad, and he talked about it was his time to drop, and Jay was cock blocking him. Like that's just some bitch shit to me. Like you gotta let your other artists like shine too. You know what I'm saying? And I've said that about other clicks like Busta Rhymes as well with Flip Mode. He didn't let none of them other dudes shine like that. You know what I'm saying? Lord have mercy. He could have had a classic album. You know, Rock Marcy had to fucking leave Flip Mode so he could shine on his own. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Terror Squads. All these clicks that these dudes have, and they got a shitload of talented artists on their roster, and they don't let none of them shine because they want to make it all about themselves. That's wrong.
That's stupid.
You know what I'm saying? It's wrong. It's like that. That's more money for you. If you could have PD Crack go platinum and have Oskino and Sparks and you know and these and you know Christian and Rell, it's like why not? What's the point of having a label if it's all about you? You know what I mean? So I do feel like there was some shade and some jealousy going on, man, because Dipset had their own movement going on, and he didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? And Cam was like, "We gonna do us. Fuck. We don't care what label we on. We doing us." And I like that. I like that about Cam and Jim, because that's just how headstrong that they are. So, yeah, Dame is a piece of work. So, yeah, we on to track. What was that? Track 24.
Yeah.
Yeah, track 24. I'm ready. Again, this was like another early track that I heard. A fire track, you know, produced by the Heatmakerz. Banging bass line. I like that sped up chipmunk sample sound. We got Cam. I think he killed it. He said, I'm shopping for rifles. I'm not for the idol. Fuck the Twin Tower, dog. We on top of the Eiffel. Like pizza. Eating a piece of pizza. You can't be where I be, dog. You need a visa. Come on, cheap on reefer. Please believe it. I will squeeze and leave you. All bullets they will heat and seek you. Fire. That's vintage Cam right there. I love that. Like that wordplay from Cam. And on the original joint from the mixtape, they didn't bleep out the part where he said "fuck the Twin Towers." They actually bleeped it out on the album. So again, that's the whole 9/11 thing. You know, but people was in their feelings about it, so they bleeped it out for the album. So, but on the OG version, they didn't bleep it out. Like he actually said it. But I think it's a great track. They need a video for this as well.
Yeah, they definitely need a video for that. I love that original sample from Bobby Mason and the way it's feeling. I'm ready to
Yes.
learn.
I'm ready.
I'm
I'm
ready to
ready.
learn. Yeah, man. I be loving them chipmunk samples sometimes and shit, but yeah, this is another solid joint. I was surprised this was not a single too,
It should.
because
I think it was. It might have been a single, but there's no video for it though.
wow,
But they were playing it on the radio that time, like along with I Really Mean It and Dipset Anthem. So
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I would have loved to hear a Lord Have Mercy album like around like 97, 98. And it's just a shame that Buster was just cock blocking all of them cats though. That's a whole nother story. We got track 25 on Bout It Part 3, produced by Craig Lawson, featuring the legendary Master P. And this is like, paying homage to his classic track from back in the day. And it's a real grimy track. I love the beat on it and the bass line and that real, it had like a real G-Funk type of sound to it.
yeah.
You got Master P in the chorus, Harlem World, they bout it. Diplomats, they ride. I love Master P on that shit, yo. And I'm not even a Master P fan, but he sounded dope on this joint with Dipset. And I like the fact that they paid homage to his legacy, and what he did for Southern hip hop in New Orleans. And Jim killed it to me, and Jim said, I claim where them gangsters bang, 15 and Lennox, 9 Trey, they do their own thing. And Uptown upon 40th, Fat Sean hit the block, dog. He moved that water shit. I like Jim's flow on that. He killed it. Cam did his thing. They have a video for this as well. This was also a single. But yeah, this was a dope joint.
Believe it or not, this is actually my favorite track off the second album.
Okay,
Yeah,
no doubt.
I felt like this is me. To my knowledge, the first time anybody really gave P this love on
Yes,
WAP.
yes, I agree.
Because, and mind you, I was not the biggest Master P No Limit fan too, but
Right.
I think like within like the last 7, 8 years, I really started fucking with them. Like the 94 to 98, that's my favorite era
Okay.
when it comes to them and shit. 99 and 2000 were cool, but after the last meal,
Mm.
shit, when Little Romeo started rapping and shit.
Right.
Um, I don't mean ICTC college or whatever you call that. But yeah, this was a very dope joint. I love the usage of the Bout It sample and stuff like that. Yeah, man, Cam and Jim Jones definitely did their
And
thing.
and I think Cam took a page out of Jay-Z's book when he saw how Jay put really put UGK on the stage with
Exactly.
Big Pimpin', and how he blew up with that song. And Cam he made it a point to collab with down south artists. Like he collaborated with Master P on here. He gave a homage to Bone Thugs on the first joint. He collaborated with Little Flip on his album. He's done stuff with down south artists in the past, and again, it's not about location. You know what I'm saying? Niggas gonna fuck with you if you dope. They don't care where you at. You could be in Midwest, West Coast, down south, another country. It's all about the artist at the end of the day. And that's what I like about Cam and Dipset, and they collaborated with Game when Game was like popping with G Unit, and before the documentary came out, and with Weezy. So they've always gave that love to West Coast and Southern artists, and that's what I liked about them. So
I agree.
DJ Tim said Master P in the '90s. Happy, thank you. You be trying to sound like Pac on his record. Oh God,
Nah,
don't get Q started on Tupac now, yo, because he's a Tupac nut.
I personally feel the Game Face album, that was when you would sound like Pac. Mind you, Pac almost signed to No Limit too.
Did he really?
Yeah,
No, that would have been big for them.
back before
Before Snoop.
like the make them say of course.
Right.
I mean like back when they were starting and shit.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Wow. Imagine if they had Tupac and Snoop Dogg in '97, '98. They would have been the label to beat. The Rockefeller would have some competition.
yeah. That's all I
You know
gotta
what I'm
say.
saying? Because to me, I'm not a No Limit head, but I love this. I think the 3 Snoop Dogg albums on No Limit are his best stuff after Doggy Style, and I've always said that. I think the Game to Be Sold Not Told and Top Dog and Last Meal are classics. I think those are great albums. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only No Limit shit that I fuck with when it comes to their artists. But you know, like imagine having Pac and Snoop on that label. That would have been crazy.
Yeah.
Definitely. And Master P did shit with Pac in the past. So you know, we up to track 26. Yo, This City, produced by Just Blaze. This was also sampled. He also sampled the Starship song "We Built the City." That's back in the '80s. I remember looking at that video when I was a kid. You got there's a story behind this track. When Just Blaze was at the studio and Jim Jones walks in with the idea to sample the Starship song, and he's like describing how he wanted it done, and little to his knowledge, Just Blaze already sampled the track. The track was sitting there like 3 years, and nobody used it. Not Jay didn't use it, Beans didn't use it, so he gave it to Dipset for this album. So shout out to Just Blaze for that, man. He's a dope ass producer. And I definitely think he hooked the sample of fire on this track, and the beat is dope. You got the guitar arrangements again was fire, like he did with Ground Zero. You got Rell on here as well. I think Cam stole the show on this track. He said, if not, get with Cam. I got clips to lift his van, flip his fam. Shit, they can kick the can. This cat think he sling, cause he got a pinky ring. Winky dink diamonds. They don't even make a pinky ring. Like again, his wordplay was dope, man. I fuck with Cam. Like his wordplay is just catchy, and he just in his own lane with his bars, and I thought it was a dope ass song.
I'm gonna spoil your bubble. I never liked this song.
You never liked the song, really? What about the Starship song?
Don't even get me started on that shit.
Oh my god! So I forgot. I like this type of rock, and you like the heavy metal.
Yeah,
That's what it is at this point. When you we talk to Reg about Megadeth and Van Halen and Metallica, that's his lane.
No, hold up.
Hold
up. I like Fleetwood Mac.
Okay.
I like James.
They're not heavy metal. Okay.
I like.
What about the Police? You like the Police?
Hell no.
You don't like the Police?
Hell no.
Sting. You don't like Sting?
I only like the first 2 albums, certain songs from those albums.
The first 2 solo albums from Sting or the Police?
Well, the first solo album I've heard from Sting, I like that. It was jazzy. I like that.
Yes. That's a classic.
But the Police, hell no.
What? Oh my god.
The last album was overrated.
So when it comes to like, you know, you like Red Hot Chili Peppers though?
Of course.
Okay. So that's an exception. You don't like Green Day. So when it comes to the Green Day and Paramore, Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, you gotta ask me that shit.
Linkin Park, it depends.
Like Linkin Park?
I like a certain Linkin Park song.
Okay.
Especially
no, I'm talking about the albums, not the songs.
Well, I never heard a full album.
Oh, you never heard none of it? Oh, okay.
Nah.
Start with Hybrid Theory.
Okay.
Work your way. Hybrid Theory and Meteora. That's like some of my favorite Linkin Park albums.
I like how y'all always think I'm just headbanger, punk rock, motherfuckers.
You the heavy metal head. I'm not into heavy metal. You the heavy metal head. I will say I do love Living Color. I fuck with Living Color.
Oh.
So I gotta praise you for that, because I never listened to the album until we discussed the Vivid album, and then I end up getting it myself. So that's a great album. The Living Color, shout out to them. They legendary band. But when it comes to heavy metal, I don't fuck with it. That's Reg. The hair bands, it's all Reg. Poison, White Snake, that's all him.
Whoa. Okay, now you're going too far with the
You don't fuck with them?
Nah.
Aerosmith? You like Aerosmith?
I'm gonna have to make a whole video about it.
I like Aerosmith.
I don't like them.
Okay, so you like.
Depends what year we're talking about. If it's 1975, yes. If it's 1993, get the fuck out.
Sam is like, fuck glam metal. Hey, I love Living Color. They consider glam metal too. So
how? What?
They are. They consider glam metal.
You know.
They have them in that category.
No, Living Color was funk rock to the core.
They have them as glam metal, bro. I'm just telling you what Wikipedia have them under. They have them as glam metal.
Who said that shit?
Wikipedia have them as glam metal.
Oh, they put anything in Wikipedia. Thank you, Sam. Living Color.
Hey, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying what dudes is typing in for their genre.
Shit. Glam metal, that's Poison, White Snake, Def Leppard, that's glam metal. Living Color, Red Hot Chili Peppers, hell no.
Green Day, I fuck with Green Day. He don't like Green Day. I love Green Day though.
Woo! Jesus Christ.
Green Day's punk rock. They're not glam metal at all.
Green Day's overrated.
Oh my God! I knew you was gonna say that. I knew he was gonna say that.
Yeah, Green Day is overrated.
The same way you feel like they over. I feel like Guns N' Roses is overrated.
Now you're going way too far. Now you're going way
I,
too
I
far.
don't I don't care for all. I think they were overhyped. I'm like, what people see in Guns N' Roses?
What do people see Guns N' Roses?
Man, you got to start a. You and Sam got to start like a rock podcast or something because y'all know more about glam metal than I do. I
Guns
don't
N'
fuck with glam metal.
Roses kicked was the first kick in the ass to glam metal before Nirvana.
Okay, I like some. Wait, but the Kiss albums I like, y'all don't like. So that that's weird.
I feel like Unmasked Kiss is glam metal.
Oh, the Mask Kiss. So when they
Unmasked.
unmasked, you don't like them.
Nah.
Oh wow, and that's the shit that I like from them. When they unmasked.
When Kiss was blowing fire out of their asses, that was the Kiss I like.
Right.
Like, I love it now. Man, that's the Kiss I like.
Okay. Sam said glam metal sucks dick. Man. Okay.
Woo.
We get to the last track. Track 27. Let's Get It On. Let's Go. It's produced by the Heatmakerz. This also was on the mixtapes. They sampled the legendary Marvin Gaye. Let's Get It On. I'm surprised they even got away with sampling this. To tell you the truth. Really dope beat. It's Jewels and Cam collab again. Cam is on the chorus. It's a real short. This version is short. The mixtape version was longer, where Cam had some verses. So I don't know why it's not on this album, but this is the shorter version with just Jewels kicking some bars, and he says, I'm one hell of a guy, fly pelican fly, like Scarface, one hell of a high, one hell of a ride that I drive. 23s look like the pellets on side. Who stunting like me? Who fronting like me? Who did it? Who get it? Who done it like me? You? Who wishing? Who fronting? Who want it from me? You? Come get it. You want it. It's nothing to me and you. Like his whole wordplay and the way like he was just in and out of the beat and shit. Like that's vintage Jewels on here, and it was dope. I would have loved to see them have the longer version on here with Cam's verses, but for whatever reason, it's like down to like a minute and something seconds, and they only had like a piece of Jewels verse on here. So maybe when they sampled the Marvin Gaye song, the estate told them like they can't use the whole thing. I don't know, but there's a longer version of the song. I'm gonna find it on YouTube and put it in the description. So
First of all, I wasn't coming at you. I was coming at Wikipedia. The whole glam metal thing and shit.
Right.
Second of all, nice way to end off this album. Let's Get It On has been sampled a lot in hip hop.
Yeah.
Personally, I feel like this might be a surprise. I like the Shaggy Boombastic. I feel that was the best usage in my opinion.
I forgot about that, the remix.
Yeah, man.
And I like the remix for that over the original version.
Same.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. But this was a dope, nice way to end up the album. I felt like they all did their thing.
Right.
Very solid.
I don't know the reason why the long version ain't on the album. Like I was thinking, like, did it have something to do with them sampling the song?
I believe so. But like I said, your knowledge of Dipset is better than mine, so
right. Yeah, I never looked into that. I gotta see what that's about, cause I'm like, I remember hearing the long version on the mixtapes, but like, cause Cam had some verses and Jewels had another verse, but it ain't on this joint. Like this one is like a shorter version. So I'm like, I don't understand. I'm thinking maybe it has something to do with the estate letting them borrow the sample or whatever. So, cause like the estate now, they strict with with Marvin's catalog, especially after the Bloodlines fiasco. So, but yeah, that was a dope joint, and just a great way to end this whole album. Like this too to me is a classic as well. My favorite tracks is I'm Ready, I Really Mean It. What else? Purple Haze. I Love You. The Enough Freestyle. Like the whole album is a classic, 5 mic classic. Definitely to me in my top 5 double rap albums of all time. I think it's that great. It's definitely on that level with All Eyes on Me and Wu-Tang Forever. UGK Underground Kings. I love it. I think it's a great album. The production was great. The songs, the features from Master P and Freeway and DMX. Rest in peace to him. The 9/11 references and the themes to 9/11. Even though that caused a lot of controversy, but I think even for that time, it was always gonna be like a time capsule for what happened to New York City, and You know, Jewel's bodied the whole album. Any track he was on, he killed it. I definitely think he was the MVP of this album, this whole double album. Cam was like runner up to me. Hell, Rell did his thing, and he was in prison doing these songs on the phone from prison, and he was killing it. You know, it's definitely a timeless album. Freeway was the only Rocafella artist on this whole album. I love it. Definitely 5 mics for me.
Yeah, man. It's a crime this is not mentioned with the double disc albums and shit.
Right.
This is a very dope album, a classic album indeed. Um, I feel like this was one of the best hip hop albums in the 2000s. Um, Dipset definitely were at their peak with this album because I didn't care for the second Diplomatic Community. I'm gonna be real with y'all.
Yeah, I had that on bootleg. I don't have the official joint for that. I got a couple of Dipset projects, but I don't have Volume 2 though.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this is a 5 mic classic, Stone Cold classic. And shit.
Definitely, definitely. All Eyes on Me. That's your least favorite? Sam said. What? That's a classic too.
I'm gonna
I
stay
love
on.
that, man. Like we said, like the All Eyes on Me, Wu Tang Forever, Diplomatic Community Volume 1, All the War, another underrated double album that we discussed last summer. I love that. Shout out to everybody that viewed that video. I got my first 1K video on here. So salute to everybody for checking that out. That I had fun talking about that All the War, 'cause that's a classic album to me, and you know I grew up with that album as well as you know Life After Death and All Eyes on Me. So you know shout out to y'all for checking the video. Ronnie said Rough Riders, Ride or Die, Volume 1 or Diplomatic. You got. I know you was gonna do that. You gotta ask me that.
Right or die.
I don't know, man. I love both of them. Cause Ride or Die to me, that's the best one in the series to me. Same. That's how I think about Diplomatic Community Volume 1. Like the Volume 1 is better than Volume 2. So I don't know. I don't know, man. It's either or. It's apples and oranges. Like you can't go wrong with either one of those. But for a double album, I will say like I haven't seen a double album where like one person dominated the whole double album. Because Joel's to me dominated the whole double album. You know what I'm saying? Like if maybe I would say All the War with Crazy Bone. I feel like Crazy Bone did dominate um the All the War album, like in a lot of the tracks and even like some of the solo tracks that he did for that album. But I think Joel's was in his bag on this album, man. Like for to hold down like he was on every track like for a full double album, like he killed it. That's hard to do. Sam said Wu Tang Forever, Life After Death, All the War, and Diplomatic Community are better than. I mean, I love all of them, so I love all of them.
Wasn't 8 Ball's first solo album a double album?
Yeah, the Lost joint. I heard that way back. I never bought it though.
I never heard of it.
Yeah, it was. It was. I remember. I think Redman was on a track with him. He had like a lot of features on that one too. I gotta hear that again though. Maybe we could discuss that one. Yeah. From Me to You, his first album, that was classic. Definitely enjoyed that one. I need to get that on physical. I
Yeah.
never, I never bought that one. And What the Games Were Missing, his second one was good too. Yeah, that was definitely he was in his bag on those two albums. And then he's just like he just fell off after that.
Ooh, I got another dope. What the fuck video?
What's that?
Let me text it to you.
Huh?
It's a Dipset. It's a Dipset video.
You want text it to me?
I am.
I definitely. But when I get the physical for the Jewel's joint, we definitely got to discuss that.
I agree.
Cause that I really fuck with that album too, man. I played that album a lot. He had T.I. on that album. He had, of course, he had Dipset on there. Trying to think who else was on that album. He had some bangers on there. Yo, Monster Music, that was a banger. TRU Masterpiece Group. True to the Game was a double out. Oh yeah, I never heard True to the Game. Was that good?
That was very good.
That was good. I'm gonna check that out. That's what that was Master P and C Murder. Who was the other one?
Stick the shuffle.
So Silk was in there. Okay. You want to discuss some Jim Jones? What album? Yeah,
What's
definitely.
the?
Jarrell's killed that album. That was fire.
I sent you that song too,
Okay.
and I texted it to you.
Yeah,
Jingle bell.
man. Oh shit. That's a real song?
Yeah,
What the fuck?
came out like around the late 2000s, around Christmas time, I right?
Wow.
But we can do that maybe later on this week.
Sam said the first three. You want us to discuss the first three Jim Jones albums? And Sean Price, Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, I definitely want to discuss. The first three. What are the first three Jim albums? On My Way to Church was the first one. What's the second and third one?
I forgot too.
I got a couple of Jim albums, but it's the mixtape albums from Jim. It's not like the I had Diary of a Summer, but I ended up giving that to my homeboy because he was like a big Jim Jones fan at that time.
Where am I home?
And Pray for Rain, I had Pray for Rain, and I gave it to him also. I wasn't big on Jim Jones as an artist back then. Monkey Boys, yeah, Monkey Boys. That definitely. I know Reg got a copy. I need to get that also. That's out of print. Yeah, Monkey Boys is dope. I definitely wouldn't mind discussing that one. Better lyricist, Jarrell's a big L. Big L, definitely Big L. Even Jules in his prime in '03 ain't fucking with Big L. L all the time, definitely.
Appreciate the love on the LL Cool J definition review.
Yeah. People liking it.
The worst
And
is yet to
and,
come.
and Period Rex, you want that? You want to discuss? You want to discuss the whole Sean Price discography? You know. That's funny.
You know, sure, I'm actually about to do some Ubering before I go
Yeah.
to bed.
Yeah, no doubt, man. We already did what we had to do. Thank you for the love.
Of course.
Everybody subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share. Thank you Sam and Ronnie and the usual DJ Tim, Aaron. Salute to the commission. Tomorrow we doing Last of the Dying Breed on Regis channel, Scarface, with
Yes.
the homie Back to the Lab. So, you know what I mean? I ain't hear from him, so it's official, right?
Yes, he said you were down.
All right, cool. So, we'll see you all on Regis channel tomorrow. Salute. Peace.
Peace.
Peace out.